up, familia? It's your boy Boinga on the Record Podcast here. Got one of my other good family members that was willing to do this little trial run with me, see if we could get some things going, not just on my end, but on his end as well. I got my boy here, Milthon Jr. Lopez right here. We're here in the heart of his ring, his gym, HardKnocks Boxing Club right here. Milthon, you want to go ahead and present yourself to the familia out there?
What's going on, everybody? My name is Milthon Lopez Jr.
We got a couple questions for you, my boy. I know you've been working hard on your gym here. It's not fully at what you are going to get it to, but you know, as your boy, as your family member here, I want to help you get there, and I hope you can help me get where I want to go to with this podcast too. Tell the people what you got going on, how this all got started, how Milthon Lopez Jr. became to love this sport, became to love this.
I mean, it's a long story. I started watching wrestling when I was a young kid. That's what I was really into, WWF. And I didn't like boxing. And my father used to tell me wrestling's fake. He'd always tell me. And I'm like, no, it's not fake. And growing up, you know, everyone thinks they're big stuff. Everyone thinks they're the number one guy, the middle medal, all that stuff. And this one kid, I have a white spot in my hair. It's a birthmark. This kid tried to bully me once. And it was my first fight. I got in a fist fight, got sent home for the day. And I remember I got picked up from school, and my dad was disappointed. He's like, bet you feel like a tough guy, huh? I'm like, yeah. My first fight, I'm excited. I felt like I won the fight. Who wouldn't be, right? As a boy, right?
Yeah,
like, you feel like you won the fight. So he's like, oh, you feel like a man? I'm like, yeah, I feel like a man. My chest is all out. He's like, all right, we're going to see. Takes me to a boxing gym. It's out 50th and Maple. I forget the name. A long time ago. Benson area. His friend used to run it, or he's one of the coaches. I get in there. He's like, hey, my son, you know, got his first fight. You know, he needs some discipline. Let's get him in the ring, 2-minute round. Get in there. Had a mouthpiece, you know, little cheap Walmart one. Got a headpiece. Got my hands wrapped. I'm excited. I'm my first official fist fight in school. I got, you know. And I did a 2-minute round with the kid. I was about 13 at the time, 13. The kid I sparred was, I think, 14 or 15. Same size, same height, but he's just about a year older than me. A lot more, obvious experience. He'd be training for a couple months. And let me tell you, he beat the brakes off me. For 2 minutes, I struggled. I didn't know what to do. It was the most humbling moment of my life. I get goosebumps telling the story to this day. I get goosebumps because I remember looking back at that man and I'm thinking like, man, I never want to feel this way again in my life. Never. Whether it's in the ring or in life. You know, I love boxing so much, man, because boxing has a way, it's a lifestyle, right? You never know what's coming. You never know what's going to be dealt to you, what punches, what's coming at you in life. And you gotta roll with the punches. You got to adapt to things. Kind of like in the ring, kind of like in life, everyday stuff. So it just clicked on me. The way home, I just remember thinking, man, never want to feel this way again in my life. Never. Came back a couple of days later, man, and never left the boxing gym.
No, that's I'm sure that's a story for a lot of boxers out there. I mean, my story, I used to box a little bit when I was an amateur too, nothing to the level that you got going on here, man, but I love coming into a gym and seeing the bag, seeing the speed bag, seeing all that. My favorite thing was the speed bag. Never got really good at it, which later on in this episode here, hopefully we'll see what you got on the speed bag, see if I still got a little bit of work there. But yeah, I feel like every Latino, you know, like I remember when I first got in my first fight, it wasn't even against nobody. It was against my brother Luther, and I whooped his ass, by the way. He's going to say different, but just kidding, carnal, I love you out there. But, you know, so happy, like, defending myself and stuff. And then at the end of the day, we both ended up getting our butts kicked by my dad. You know, my dad's like, hey, if you guys want to fight against each other, you guys will do it at the boxing gym. Mm-hmm. That's when we started boxing in Scottsbluff for Guadalupe Boxing Center, for all those boxers out there that lived those moments with us. Saludcita. But yeah, man, I mean, I see you, because just for the people out there, I know Mil on a personal level as well, because him and his wife are me and my wife's, they're sisters, so we got to deal with that adversity as well. But I think we both hit the jackpot with them girls. But I see you grinding. I see you, the work you've been putting into this gym. You know, just like with everything else in life, yeah, you're right. It's absolutely hard. It's diversity. It hits you from one angle, hits you from the other angle. And, like, how do you deal with that stuff? Because, I mean, obviously getting this gym going You got your wife and your daughter and your kids at home. You got to separate the time between two. And, you know, how did your wife take that? How the family, was she supportive? How'd you deal with it? What talk to me, my man. What do you feel when it comes to that? So.
She's very supportive. She's very supportive. You know, from the start, you know, this is a sport that you really have to dedicate your all to. You know, you can't do it part-time here and there. You can, but it shows, right? Your skill level as a coach, as a fighter, whatever route you choose to go, I think it shows at the very end. So I'm blessed to have somebody in my corner, no pun intended, right? But somebody in my corner to really help push me. You know, even when I had a job opportunity, I moved to Boston and I almost did not take it. And it was a big step for me, not only for boxing coaching, but just moving away from home, you know, to a city I've never been to. And she was the reason why I left, because she was like, you need this, like, you know, you need this, you know, to grow. And honestly, like, I look back at it now, and if I take that move away from the equation, I would not be here with Hard Knocks today. So, you know, and it's challenging, it's hard, you know. I started boxing as a young kid, you know, and it really wasn't for me as far as, like, it didn't go my way. You know, I ended up having a child at such a young age. So I had a tough decision, continue to box or become a full-time parent. I was 18 at the time, and I chose to be a parent. You know, and sometimes I wish, like, what would a life would have been like if I would have continued boxing. But I think about it, and I know deep down I made the right decision. I chose to be the parent. I chose to be, you know, father of my son, Peyton. And I think to me it went full circle because now my son trains here. Now my son comes here.
And do you get to do that one-on-one training with your son, or do you got other coaches? Do you got other coaches that work here with you?
I do. Yeah. I got one other coach, Robert Embry. He's a Muay Thai coach here. He fought for McDowell's for a long time. He went overseas. He was a champion here in the States, went over there. I think he lost over there, but he has a really good high-end record. He helps me out with the Muay Thai kickboxing here as well. But no, my son, yeah, he trains with myself. He spars with me, he spars with other coaches, he spars with some of the guys here. So I think that was the definitive, like the moment at the end that I'm like, it was worth it. Everything was worth it, you know, because now my son gets to train with me.
Yeah, that's awesome, man, and I applaud that. I mean, I work with my son on different sports, but man, to that extent that you're training your boy, like that's awesome. I mean, because I'm sure you're not just showing him how to defend himself, but you're showing him how to be a man in different ways than just having to throw some blows.
Absolutely. You know, it was tough for me to even come to that conclusion that I wanted him to do it when he was younger, you know, but for one reason or another, it just didn't happen. And, you know, as he got a little bit older now, he wants to get into it. And I told him, I said, this is a real sport. This is a grown man sport. But at the end of the day, it's a sport, but it's not. We're not here. We're not playing boxing. Someone's going to get hurt. Someone can get hurt, right? This is a very serious issue. I told him, I'm dad every day. You walk in between these ropes, you come in here, you train some of these other guys, these other athletes. I'm no longer dad, I'm coach. You might win some, you might lose some, you know, but I gotta treat you just like everybody else. You're one of the guys now. You're part of the spar team. So that dad stuff kind of goes out the window at that point. Obviously, I still care. I don't want
tough,
my son.
Right? It's gotta be tough.
It's very tough. It's very tough because I've seen him take some shots. I've seen him give shots, you know. But then it becomes again back to the sport when he's like, I want to get in with my dad. And at that moment, I know we're going to have fun, and we're going to teach each other a lesson, and we're going to just go at it. And at the end of the day, it's still father and son.
Again, back to that Boston move, man. Like, because I remember, like, even like just for the family. I mean, my wife's sister moving away. My wife's like, you know, they get a little devastated by that move, but she was willing to take that leap with you. And I believe at that time you were with another gym, not the Hard Knocks at the time. If I'm not mistaken, it was Title Gym maybe that was here.
Yep.
And you had contracts, I believe, at that time with Lululemon and Nike. And how's that stuff coming along with you? Did they jump over with you? Did they jump ship? I still see you posted at Lululemon, so I'm kind of just wondering, did they jump ship with you? How's that going? Is that still in your favor, in your corner, like you said?
They did. So I've been blessed and fortunate enough to be working with Lululemon. They've been working with me for a long time. I want to say probably like 6-7 years now. Before the move. The only thing that was kind of bad timing is right before I moved, they did approach me and say, "Hey, we're gonna sign. We want you to be an ambassador for us. We want you to represent our brand. You know, we're gonna hook you up with the clothing, whatever you need for your training. We're gonna be in your corner." You know, I moved away. You know, it was only gonna be for a little bit of time. I think I was gone for a year and a half. I did what I needed to do up there in Boston. We hit #1 in the nation for personal training, coaching, mitts. I did what I needed to do, and I came back. I helped that location hit #1 with the title. Once I came back, It was, again, full-on course. That's where I actually met my contact. He was actually the president of Converse Worldwide at the time, which now he signed to Nike.
Okay.
Cool dude. Again, now he lives in Oregon. He's actually came to Omaha to train with me as well. So now he does. He's talent acquisition. He's the vice president of talent acquisition of Nike Worldwide, and really cool guy, stand-up guy. Again, and it's awesome because we made that connection in Boston. He was training with me 2-3 times a week, every single week, 5 in the morning. I mean, we had a rough schedule, and I got him to where he needed to be, fitness-wise, boxing-wise. He moved to Oregon, signed with Nike. I came back home to Omaha, Nebraska, and some time ago, he hit me back up. He's like, "Hey man, listen, I train with whoever. I have a lot of trainers. He used to be signed with Under Armour. Now he's with Nike. You're the guy. You're my guy. You're the one who's always got me right, personal training-wise, boxing-wise. I'm coming to Omaha, Nebraska." So he came to actually Omaha. I stayed here for I think 10 days, trained with me twice a day, every day. Literally came to Omaha. I'd never been to Nebraska. Came to get the workout.
Oh, nice. And so that's good that you got that going for you. What else you got going on for you as far as you got that, you got the Lululemon. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but I know that on Saturdays you do train. Is it Down to Box, or what's the name of that there? You want to speak on that? Because I honestly, man, I got to give you your kudos to that, man. Not just anybody does stuff like that. And for all you people out there that are listening, pay attention to this story, because I'm telling you, my boy just goes beyond just the boxing gym, just beyond the guy that you see out in the streets. He's just like everybody else, has a heart, and the things that he does in here and offers in this gym, not just anybody offers that. And this story right here that he's about to tell, like I said, please forgive me if I didn't say the name right, but he's going to correct that there. And listen, man, if you guys got any kids that go through this kind of stuff or anything, reach out to my boy, and he'll gladly help your kid get to that next step and whatever kind of confidence that kid may need.
So I think in like 2018, maybe 2019, I was approached by DSA, Down Syndrome Alliance, and they wanted to actually bring a program to Nebraska called Down to Box, where we teach boxing to kids and adults with Down syndrome disabilities. At first I was like, okay, like it might be a little hard for me, but I met with them, they met with me. I didn't know they were like kind of trying me out, kind of see my personality, kind of seeing how the gym was. Right away, they were like, "Hey, we met with a few other gyms. We think you're the guy. Would you do it?" And right away, I was like, "Let's do it." I had no idea what it was going to turn into. And we've been running that program, I think, like 6 years now. I mean, even when I moved away to Boston, I had my coaches here. They were running it for me. I was still very hands-on. And every Saturday, we do 3 to 4 sessions a year. We do 7-week sessions. Down to Box will come in here. Again, it's a fitness boxing-based class. Kids and adults with Down syndrome, disabilities, and just teach them, again, not only boxing, but helps with their motor skills, hand-eye coordination, stuff that, again, people use every single day in life. And the program's been running strong, man. It's been awesome. I was able to help expand that with the owners in Peoria, Illinois, Phoenix, Arizona. We went to Lincoln, Nebraska, and I think there's 21 locations throughout the states. I think we were 12. Omaha, Nebraska was the 12th one. I think there's 21, 22. But we're going to continue to hopefully to grow it. So if there's any states out there, anybody who wants to teach that, holler at us. Holler at me.
No, that's unique, man. And like I said, I applaud you for that. That's pretty cool, man, because I just remember growing up, or I mean, even now, with social media being the way it is, sometimes, people with disabilities or, people that just don't have the opportunity to be in any kind of position to win, other people just look down on them or just throw them to the side. And the fact that you got your own business or your own brand. I mean, Hard Knocks, that's your brand, right? You're building it from the bottom up. I mean, you worked for other gyms. You knew that you could be that guy. You're that guy, and you continue to be that guy. And, man, kudos to you. And anybody out there that, has a kid or I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be anybody that's going through a tough time. Come through. Holler at my boy. See what he could get you. See if he could get you right. Or, women out there, you guys as men want to get beat up, send them over here. Girls who want to come train, do some jiu-jitsu, come on over. I got to applaud you, dude, for what you do. And that story right there, I'm sure it's going to touch some people's lives out there. And hopefully you can expand, dude, because that's awesome. And I give you the power there, man. And another question, how do you see yourself as a coach? Like, are you tough? Are you easy to get along with? You easy? You straight? Well, I just remember my boxing coach, right? We had 2 boxing coaches. Shout out Joe Escamilla. Shout out Doggy Martinez. 2 different guys, man. One's a nicer guy. The other guy's just, man, you got to go. I remember one time, bro, we were supposed to go run a mile. So we're like, all right, man. We take off to run the mile, and there's a park between the boxing gym. There's a park, and we had to run like to the end of this road. It's like the Sugar Factory Road. And those that were with us are going to know exactly what we did. We're like, man, there's a park there, a bench, like a little casita. We go behind the casita. We're like, oh, we ain't going to run the mile today. We're going to time it out so that he thinks, next thing you know, our boxing coach, Vince Martinez, pulls up in his little whip. He's like, hey, you guys better start running. I'll tell you when to stop. We had to go, man. And as a kid back then, you're like, man, fuck that coach, like, hey, he's being mean,
Yeah.
But, like, how do you feel? What do you feel like when you got these kids in here training, or these adults? Like, how do you think they see you? Like, what's your picture there?
I think honestly, I think I'm nice. I think I come off really nice. My thing is, another reason why I started, there's many reasons why I started Hard Knocks. One of them is I think everybody should learn how to box or try boxing at least once, right? Everybody. It doesn't matter if you never want to compete. I just think you should try it. Every single person should try it. Doesn't matter, female, male, it doesn't matter, right? I'm nice in a way that I want people to get in here. We're gonna mess up. It's normal. It's human nature, right? We're trying something new. We're getting out of our element, something new for us. It might be difficult at first, and it is, right? I think boxing for me it's the toughest sport. So in that sense, I feel like I'm nice, but I feel like the athletes that I do train a little more serious, my sparring team, they know how I get, right? We had a fight September 27th, Hard Knocks' first official fight. We won third round knockout. Up in training camp, my fighter was huffing and puffing here and there every now and then. And I was like, listen, we ain't got time for this shit. Like, we don't got time for it. Get your ass up, get those fucking hands up. It's time to work. You got, 2 weeks left, 3 weeks left, a week left, 2 days left. We were in here 2-3 days before the fight. And, I remember at one point I was pushing to that level, and I'm like, nah, you better keep pushing. Because I don't want your opponent to push you to the next level that we didn't, right? So I think in those situations, if it's more of like a group class, I'm a little more chill, a little more fun. I like to have fun, man. I like to dance, man. I like to be goofy. I like to just be me, be me. A lot of people think that because you're a boxing coach, you're a boxer, or whatever, you're a fighter, like, you got to just be all tough all the time. I ain't got to be tough for nobody, Right. Like, people who know me, when it's time to be tough, I'm tough. Right? But other than that, we don't got to be tough. So I try to be easygoing with everybody. But again, when it's work time and the team's in here on Saturday mornings and someone's messing around, I tell them, I'm not your dad. Clean up after yourself. Get those fucking hands up. We're here to grind. Every single person that walks through these ropes, when they come with their personal training, even down the box, I tell them, when you step through these ropes, it's work time. It's work time. We're not in here to play around. We're not here to play wrestling. We're grinding. And I'm going to push you to that next level, you like it or not. And you might not come back. I'm not for everybody. My coaching style is not for everybody. I think I grew up, and that's the reason why I actually named it Hard Knocks. I feel like I grew up in that old school of Hard Knocks type of vibe. I want to bring that back. I feel like that face kind of went away for a long, long time. And I want to get back to that old school vibe, right? So there's a little bit of, love, but push and shove as well. You got to be tough certain times. And again, when we come in these ropes, you step through these ropes and you're in this ring, we're working. We ain't got time to play no more. It's grind time. And I'm going to bring the best version of yourself. You're going to see it today. We're going to bring it out today.
You still get in there and you spar with these guys, or you just throw the mitts, or what's up?
Listen, man, I love sparring. I remember I used to spar at my old gym. I won't say the name because I used to get in trouble by them. As a coach, I couldn't spar there for some reasons. But now I have my spot. I get into it. And I remember one of the first sessions I had here, and I had a team with me already. A lot of clients who used to train me back in the day, they started coming with me back again and stuff. And they're like, Coach, you're going to get in there? I'm like, you think you guys going to have all the fun? Hell no. I'm going to get in there too. it keeps me young at heart. You know, and again, I don't need to go all out. They don't need to go all out. It's fundamentals and stuff, you know. We'll spar heavy here and there, but of course I get in there. I can't let my team have all the fun. I want to join too.
Heck yeah. And you like I said, you got girls that spar in here too, guys that spar in here, kids that spar in here. You get in there with them. I'm assuming you probably only spar against the girls because the dudes will probably kick your ass.
No. I spar with everybody. Yeah, we don't. You know, we have a strict rule as far as, I mean, you got to come a couple times. You know, we don't just let somebody come in the door and spar. You know, but you got to get to know us a little bit. You got to hit these classes. I always do. For anybody that wants to get into sparring and this and that, or again, even if it's in a non-compete level, right? You just want to get in there. I think everybody should get in there for the ring one time, kind of see where you're at, see what you can do. I call it technical spar. I always get in there, and again, first time spar, you know, full face mask, mouthpiece, 16-ounce gloves, and I always say, hey, first round, I just want you to throw at me. I'm not going to throw. I'm not going to hit you back. I'm going to work on my defense, but I want you to throw. I want you to hit me with whatever you got. Okay, round two, I'm going to start throwing my jab at you, about 20%, 30%. I want to see how you're going to react to a shot, right? And we kind of slowly build it up. We're not in here to hurt nobody. You know, I'm trying to build a team, a community, you know. So, again, you know, it's Team Hard Knocks. And I really want to build this team up. Again, it doesn't matter your past, if you've boxed before, if maybe you are seasoned, you want to come in here and join a good team. Maybe, again, you never boxed a day in your life, but you want to get in that level. I'm not going to overlook you. I'm going to give you a fair shot and see what you have. They might be the next world champ.
Yeah, hey, you never know, right? Question for you: when you got someone that comes in here, like what's your training schedule like? Is it's an hour long, or what's that training session consist of? Like, what do you got them doing? Mitts, bags? What is that? Walk me through that.
One-on-one training, yeah. For 1 hour personal training, I always assess the client. What do you want to do? What are your goals, right? Like, why are you in here, kind of, so to speak? Some people just want fitness. Some people just want to say, hey, I want to tone up a little bit. I want to get a good workout. I treat everybody way different. I'm not what you call a cookie cutter trainer. There's a lot of trainers out there. I feel like I'm not one of them, which means that whatever you want, I'm going to design your program, your curriculum to your needs to help you reach your goals. It might be weight loss. It might be tone up. It might be, hey, just kick my ass for the next hour. It might be, hey, I want to learn boxing. Right? Or I want to just do this for the mental part of it, you know, get the stress out. I treat every client as my first client because, you know, some things I've seen in the past, especially at some boxing gyms, is, again, you get overlooked at, right? Maybe they're not the fastest jabber, they don't have footwork, or they're struggling, and they get overlooked at right away. Well, again, this is a new sport to them, right? But if you give somebody the time, you give somebody the day, and you build that person up, I said, you just never know what they're gonna go to, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I assess it each person on an individual basis. You know, a lot of people just want to box. We do strength training, we do a warm-up, we do calisthenics, band work, a lot of footwork, a lot of footwork. A lot of the basics. Again, I chose Hard Knocks. I want to get that back to that old school vibe. Keeping those hands up. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to spar right away day one. You're going to hit the heavy bag, hit the mitts day one. No, we're going to break down the basics, the fundamentals, the punches, you know, your technique, your rhythm, your breathing, all that stuff. You know, but I try to do, obviously, like I said, a warm-up, calisthenics, strength training, a little bit of strength training, and I try to do mitt work a lot. Again, whether it's fast mitt work, long combos, basic combos. Maybe we're just going to work on our uppercut or number 5 or lead, keeping the right hand up. Breath work, again, breathing, making sure you're actually throwing a shot every time and you're breathing every time, not just holding your breath. But really get to those fundamentals that's going to make a boxer a boxer. So again, I just treat everybody different based on their needs.
So you got one-on-one trainings as well as you got group sessions and stuff?
Yeah.
Right, yeah?
Yeah. We'll do group sessions. Again, 16 heavy bags, so we can do like a group class, you know, trainer-led class. Again, we'll do a warm-up. We'll do 8 rounds on the heavy bag, you know, 3-minute rounds, 1-minute active rest, followed by a core at the end. That's for the group classes. Otherwise, like I said, we have the drill team, spar team. We do drillers in here where we come in here and we just drill stuff in you. Or again, we'll come in here and spar. So.
Okay. So do you offer any kind of like packets for like employers or stuff like that? They want to take you to their office or something, get a workout? Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, you did something like that for Lululemon, right? Like at Village Point or something like that, where you went out there and. Yep,
I taught a class. I taught a shadow boxing class at Lululemon at Village Point. Shout out to my team out there, Lululemon, for always keeping me looking right.
Hey, Lululemon, come on the record. Nah.
But no, yeah, I've done corporate classes for businesses. I've done birthday parties here now. I used to always host them on my other location too as well. So like if you're a corporate, maybe you want to have like an outing, a team bonding. Get in here. Y'all don't got to spar. We can take a fitness boxing class, cardio boxing class. We can make it fun. We dedicate it to you and your team. And not only for fun, boxing part of it, but it's such a big stress reliever, mental health. Everyone deals with something. And I'm a firm believer that everyone fights for something, whatever it is you're fighting for, whether it's financials or maybe you dislike your job or, you're going through whatever it is you're going, husband, wife, whatever problems you may have, you come in here and let's hit this bag. Hey, let's hit the mitts, let's hit the body bag. Get that shit all out. I guarantee you're gonna leave here and you're just gonna feel like you're de-stressed. Like you're gonna feel 1,000 times better.
What about like for those people out there like dealing with like, maybe they want to fight their boss in the ring? Is there like a waiver we can sign?
I mean,
like,
yeah.
hey.
I mean, if that's what you guys want to do, I mean, we do have a waiver. We can get you some big gloves and we can hash it out. I mean,
the fun big old bopping gloves.
The big ones, yeah.
You know what? Today, boss, it's me and you.
Yeah, no, and like I said, the main thing, even for sparring, is keep everyone safe. We don't want anybody to get hurt. At the end of the day, it is my responsibility when somebody comes to these four walls. I don't want nobody to get hurt. I want everybody to have a good time, to learn, and get what they need out of this. But as far as safety is always going to be number one.
Well, that's key. That's safety should be good everywhere you go, right? I mean, like you said, everybody does deal with some kind of tough task at one point in life, man.
Absolutely.
Whether, like you said, it be financials or just be, hey, I mean, sometimes you could just walk outside and that sun isn't shining and you just feel down on yourself. And yeah, sometimes you got to cope with it a little differently than others. I mean, I think boxing for me definitely was one of the key moments in my life too, where I was like, man, to this day too, I thought, hey, I'm going to be a basketball player, a 5'5" basketball player. And I left boxing when, I mean, you look at it, that's a little dumb on my part, but hey, follow the dream. And at the end of the day, everybody's trying to follow their dreams, right? So, I mean, kudos to you again and your team that you guys are in here, whether it's group sessions, one-on-one, that's awesome. Not anybody can do that, man. Not anybody has the patience. Mm-hmm. Patience is key,
Yeah.
You got kids at home, you got kids that come in here and they don't want to listen. Some days they're that next pro fighter. Oh man, then the next day they're just down.
Yeah.
I go through it with my son in basketball, like baseball, he's the athlete I love him to be, and then some days I'm just like, hey, you got to want it, right? If I can't want it for you, you got to want it.
It's discipline.
Yeah.
Right? And see, I'm glad you actually bring that up because I think boxing, there's just so much discipline, because like in all the other sports, football, basketball, baseball, like you have your practices and stuff and your team practices, but like no one really makes you, like there's really no time. It's you and your team to make this up. You don't know, especially like if you're a fighter, you want to compete, you don't know what their camp is doing. You don't know how often they're training. You don't know if they're training once a day, 3 times a day, 3 times a week, 12 times a week. You don't know. You don't know, right? So it's honestly it's discipline, and like I tell coaches and, aspiring coaches, I've seen a lot of coaches come and go in this, and it's really what you put in this, and it shows. I tell all the athletes that come in here that want to fight, some of them are high school kids, and I say, hey, what you do us out here, believe it or not, it does affect you. And I see that. Same thing when I was growing up. I see kids, start drinking at a young age, start smoking cigarettes. And it affects you. It affects your cardio in here. It affects your lungs. It affects your breathing. So again, I try to tell, everyone, what you do outside of here is discipline.
Yeah.
This is the most disciplined sport in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. I firmly believe that as well. So did you box amateur, pro, or just?
I box a little bit. Yeah. Not as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
So right when I was getting ready to really step in and make something big for myself, I had a child. At a young age, at 18. Like I mentioned earlier, I had to make that decision of, I was living on my own at 18, trying to hit night classes, at college, trying to work full time, trying to box, and now I have a child coming in this world, and I had to make that decision. What do I do? And like I said, I chose to be a father. I chose to be the parent full time, and like I said, I don't regret it one second. I know in my heart I made the right decision. And maybe becoming a champion myself or a boxer myself, a professional boxer really wasn't in my cards, but I feel like I'm here to make a difference in somebody. I really do, and especially through the art of boxing, and that's what I'm trying to do. So.
No, hell yeah. And again, I applaud you for that. I mean, good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, your cards could have played out a little differently, right? Maybe you would have been in there with number one pound for pound. I mean, how would you be dealing with that? You know who we're talking about. Shout out again, Bud Crawford. Everybody that knows me knows I'm a big fanboy. But how would you, just hypothetically speaking, obviously, Bud comes in here right now. He's like, hey, Milton. He's like, hey, let's jump in here real quick, Junior. Let's go.
Listen,
you backing down? You gonna say, hey, Hard Knocks closed for the day, or talk to me?
Nah, man, it would be a blessing, man. Honestly, I was always growing up. Like I said, I was the type that I wanted to spar everybody, right? Like in my, growing up, we didn't really have weight classes as far as like for sparring. It was you fought whoever, right? If you had the balls to get in there, you sparred whoever. That's kind of what I kind of do here to get in a safe environment. You got to learn to adapt to different. Someone's taller than you, someone's shorter than you, someone's stronger than you, someone's faster than you. You got to learn to adapt. I always wanted to smoke. Even if I knew I was going to get lit up, I seen people in the gym. I seen those pros. I seen those amateurs, and I'm like, damn, man, if I spar them, they're going to light me up. But it didn't scare me. I always looked at it as a win situation for me. Even though I might get my ass handed to me at that time, what my take home was greater than my ass whooping, right? What can I do next time? What can I do? What could I have done better? All right. He's got a faster jab. All right, well, I got faster head movement. I got a faster footwork. All right, that's what I'm gonna work on, right? So, to answer your question, I think it'd be a blessing to one day get in the ring with Bud, a little light sparring. Would he whoop me? I'm sure he would, pound for pound, but at the same time, I'm gonna get a shot or two in. It might not be many, but I'm gonna get my licks in, and like I said, I'm gonna take something home, man. I'm gonna take something home and put it in my toolbox. Learning from somebody like that would just be amazing, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
Just to be able to share the ring with him.
He's definitely a genius at the craft he has, for sure.
Best of the best in the world.
So let me ask you this. Growing up, I know you said you were a wrestling fan. Did you have a favorite boxer growing up? I mean,
Tito Trinidad, I used to watch him. I would probably say Mike Tyson.
Would you let Mike Tyson hit you for $1 million?
100%. 100%. I actually met him in Boston.
Okay.
I met him in Boston. One of my clients up there, they were having like a meet and greet for him. And there was, I don't want to say high end, but you had to buy tickets in advance. And I didn't even know he was going to come. I didn't know he was coming to Boston at the time. My client told me, and I'm like, no way. I'm like, that's like I want to meet that dude one day. Like, that's probably my number one person, I want to meet. And literally, like, I left the club that night, the gym, and within an hour, I think she sent me an Instagram message and was like, hey, show up tomorrow at this location, 9 a.m., don't be late. And I'm like, what's up? She's like, you want to meet Mike Tyson, right? I'm like, hell yes. So I was able to meet Mike Tyson. He signed my glove. I got a picture taken with him.
Did you get a picture of him? Cool.
I got a picture with him.
Hey, we'll be dropping that right here for the podcast so you guys can see that my boy here ain't full of shit. But I think he wouldn't let Mike Tyson hit him for $1 million. Because I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Mike Tyson, come at me, bro. I'll take it.
All right, yeah. My favorite boxer growing up was Manny Pacquiao. I ain't gonna lie, my man. The day that he got knocked out by Marquez, I almost cried because I thought my boy wasn't coming up off that canvas. But other than that, yeah, I mean, the rest of the world would know. Bud Crawford, he's my boy. Big fanboy. Our brother-in-law would probably be going off on me. He said he ain't ever seen nobody ever love a man as much as I do. But whatever, shout out Junior. But man, gotta applaud you again, bro. This is what you got going on. It's starting to turn. Look, it's a boxing gym, right? How many bags you have in here?
I got 16 heavy bags, man. I got 16 heavy bags. Again, my thing is, we want to let everyone get in here. It doesn't matter if you have zero aspiration to ever fight or compete. It doesn't matter, man. Just come in here, get some work in, see how you like it, de-stress. And again, for my guys, man, I think a lot of guys deal with a lot of mental health issues. And I think it's frowned upon these days for a guy to be like, hey, I'm dealing with something. No guy everyone wants to be macho, right? Everyone wants to be like, nah, I'm not dealing with nothing. But in all reality, guys, fellas, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, life will. And get in here, like I said, and I promise you, come to the session, hit the mitts, hit the heavy bag. I put the body bag on, go all out on me. I promise you're going to feel way different. You're going to walk out of here and be like, damn, I feel really good. I feel really good today. And that's what's going to keep you coming back.
Yeah.
You're going to learn some stuff. You're going to learn how to throw a good shot. Again, you're going to come back.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Like the first time I met my boy here, I didn't think he was box shy. I for sure thought he was like, Dancing with the Stars kind of guy. Took his mental health stress out in the shower, singing in the shower and stuff. But now seeing him, knowing that he really does love this sport and what he does, being a coach over everything. I mean, again, because he's got a family at home and he's got to balance that life out. And I know your wife has come in here and trained with you as well. How's that? You push her a little harder than the rest? You beat her up a little bit?
I do. She's we've done some sparring. I haven't hit her. Don't worry, I haven't hit her. But I let her hit me. I let her. I get in the ring. We've done mitts, obviously heavy bag work, and I let her spar me. I let her hit me. I tell her, hit me. Keep your hands up. Try to hit me. Again, it gets that aggression out. There's nothing like really hitting somebody else, and it gets all fun and games. I know she's not in here trying to hurt me and stuff. At least I don't think.
Hey,
I don't think you are.
Off the record, we might discuss that one off the record.
But no, it's fun. It's fun. Again, I've done it in the past with married couples. They want to come in here, they want to put the gloves on, take it very light. At that point, I do play referee and make sure there's no hard shots. Again, it's all fun and games. But it's a good atmosphere. It's a good vibe. And like I said, at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep everybody safe.
Man, we followed a TikTok trend actually at home, me and Fatima, and that's what I thought. I thought it was going to be a little light, so we did the little tortillas, water, making each other, rock, paper, scissors, whoever won would get a slap. Yeah, the first time I won, I slapped her a little bit. She came at me like, oh, wham! I was like, all right, we're not doing no more couples therapy like this, but...
So, funny story. So my daughter, again, my son, my son Peyton, he's 20, he comes in here, trains. My daughter, Lainey's 15, also comes in and trains every now and then. And she likes to spar me too, and the same thing, same thing. I'm like, Lainey, hey, we're gonna go light. She will put a full headpiece on, a full face mask, nose protector and all that, and like, I'll throw a little light jab at her, kind of, low 10% jab. Keep your hands up, girl, keep your hands up, right? And, but it's funny because I'm always like, hey, we're gonna go light. As soon as the bell goes out, she's like, bah, 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 trying to take my head off every time. I'm like, girl, stop, like, just chill, right? But it's funny you said, because like I said, I know it can get heated. I know your adrenaline hits you.
Oh yeah.
Adrenaline. But again, right, boxing, it's all discipline. You got to learn to control your emotions, especially in the ring. Just like you got to control your everyday emotions. When life throws punches at you, you got to roll with the punches. You got to adapt.
Heck yeah. So you train your daughter here a little bit here and there as well, huh?
Yeah. She comes in and gets some work every now and then.
Let's touch on that, because I mean, back in the day, growing up, like, oh, girls shouldn't be wrestling, girls shouldn't be boxing. Obviously, you're up for it. Which, I mean, hey, if you want, like you said, if anybody want to box, come up in here and train. If you got the talent, we'll put it out there. How's that feel with you having the two girls?
It's tough. It's tough. She wanted to she started playing soccer a couple years ago. My son played soccer his whole life, and now my daughter plays soccer. And she actually wanted to start wrestling her freshman year in high school, and I told her no. I felt bad. I felt horrible. But I wasn't, to me, it's always going to be my baby girl. She was my first daughter. She's always my baby girl, no matter how old she is. So just knowing the fact that she can go out there and wrestle somebody and get hurt, like, it was a big time no for me. But, I was talking to some people, and I got, I was kind of talked into it. So I'm like, okay, so she's starting wrestling now. But it's tough. It's tough, But I will say this. She knows, her name is Lainey. She knows how to throw one hell of a right hand. So I know whoever, I hope nobody tests her any day, because I tell my kids, like, we're not here to start fights, but if you gotta throw down, we're gonna fucking finish them. That's for damn sure. You're gonna finish that fight. So again, I hope it never gets to that point. You never want to see your kids in harm, no matter what their age are. You don't want them to fight, that kind of stuff. But she packs a mean punch.
Heck yeah. And how long you been in this spot? Tell us that. I didn't ask that at the beginning or anywhere in the segment here, but how long you been here? We at the year reunion yet, or what we got going on? We having a cookout for the year reunion, or we're past it?
We're pretty much at the year right now.
Okay.
We're pretty much at the year right now. I've been really private about it. I don't advertise. I like to stay low key. I'm not big in social media. I don't post. I don't post. I'll make a story here and there. Yeah. Obviously, I got to get people in here and stuff, but I try to stick with my one-on-ones, my one-on-one clients, my one-on-one athletes, my spar team. I do 2 group classes a week. That's it. Again, I'm not for everybody, and Hard Knocks isn't for everybody. But if you're willing to give it a shot and you want to give it your all, we're for you.
Tell people, how do they reach you to to just see when you're available or what you got going on?
We have an Instagram page, HardKnocks Omaha on Instagram. Otherwise, Milthon.Jr on Instagram. You can hit us up. I always offer a free class. Come on in here, see if you like it, if it's for you. Again, I'm not for everybody. I get it. I'm not for everybody. I know I come off sometimes nice and stuff, but there's a certain style to me every now and then I'm like, ugh, right? So like, and I'm not for everybody, but vice versa. Everyone's not for me, you know? But I you know, what I can guarantee is you're gonna come in here, you're gonna get a stress reliever, you're gonna get a hell of a workout, good vibes, good music, and just a non-judgmental place. You know, like I said, we don't care what happens inside of here. You come in here and I shoot the shit with anybody, especially if you're already in here. You're coming here at Hard Knocks is because you're interested in boxing. You're interested in boxing? Well, guess what? I love boxing. We just became friends. Let's do this shit together, right? And it's simple as that, man. So.
Heck yeah. Well, for all the familia out there, for all the fans, you heard it here. You got a live little session with my boy, Milthon Jr. right here. For the people that want to get a hold of him, the links will be down below, phone numbers. One more thing before we go off camera here, because next, not this coming up Monday, but the following Monday, me and my boy got a little family rivalry going on. Dallas Cowboys versus the Raiders, which I want to get it here on camera. I want to see what we could do, what we could bet, what we could wager here to make us both feel a little uncomfortable, because sometimes you got to get uncomfortable to be comfortable. So, Milthon, what would you like to put on the line there? Is it like, you want to eat sushi, my boy? What is it? What do we got here? Talk to me, bro. I mean, both of it's like right now the Cowboys Raiders. It's like we're going for the championship of the dumpster fire, bro.
Yeah,
we're both bottom of the barrel right now.
It's all
You
right.
guys might even be winning. I don't know. Somebody out there, maybe Broncos winning, Raiders winning right now. I'm not sure. Been busier with better things, interviewing my boy here. But I mean, you want to put something on the wager there?
Yeah, I'll eat the sushi. Is that what you want?
Oh, sushi.
I'll eat
All right.
sushi.
All right.
But the Raiders win, which I know they will. You got to rock that Raider jersey, bro.
Oh man, you heard it here.
You got to rock that Raider jersey.
You heard it here. I'm down with that, my boy. Again, thank you for coming on this podcast. Hopefully we both gain from this. And at the end of the day, if we don't, hey, we're doing what we love. We're trying what we love. And appreciate you, my boy. One more thing before we go, man. I'd like to get you to hit that speed bag a little bit if you could before we go. Like I said, that was my favorite thing when I was boxing. And I kind of want to do it too. Obviously not on camera, but see what you got, my boy.
Let's go.
All right. Make sure you get this, my boy. Also, shout out to my camera crew right there. Muse Media, ladies and gentlemen. They will also have the link here if you're looking for any kind of media, pictures, family pictures, the holidays coming up. Holler at them. Oh, we got them nervous.
That's all I got right now. That's all I got.
Bam, you guys got it? Now I'm going to have to outdo him a little bit. Nah, just joking, familia. But we're here on the Record Podcast, familia. Love you guys. Till next time.